What's good, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome back to the Water Boys channel as we have an exciting game to recap and give you an instant reaction of the Buffalo Bills coming into KC and KC handling business. It was an offensive battle, and we got a lot to talk about. But before we dive into this game, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video because Chiefs stay alive, so that means you're going to get more Chiefs takes as well, more NFL takes, more NFL recaps, and you do not want to miss out on any of that. But without further ado, we got a huge game to dive into with a lot of interesting facts, so let's dive right in. Man, oh man, this game had everything you could want and some more besides defense. But if you wanted the offensive shootout, which we all expected, if you wanted that Super Bowl matchup, everyone said this game was going to be bigger than the Super Bowl. This game was hyped to the highest, and we never see games live up to that. This game lived up to the billing, and if one thing I got to take out of this is I got to give Josh Allen his kudos. The kid balled out. It's going to be interesting to see Mahomes and Allen go toe-to-toe for the next 10 years. He gave it his all, but Mahomes prevailed. It was one of those games kind of like back in 2018 when it was Brady and Mahomes. It was the last one to touch the ball, and this is why I'm going to dive into this fact right away and get it off my chest because it's something that's irking me is you see all the Bills fans, you see all the NFL fans going nuts saying, man, Josh Allen didn't even get to touch the ball. That's not fair. Guess what? Mahomes went through this back in 2018. He's on the sideline. Exactly what Josh Allen was too. And it is BS. I will give it to you. This game would have lasted forever. Both teams would have probably scored over 100 points. But don't blame KC for that. Don't blame a coin toss or anything because I'll dive into the coin toss later. But KC also tried to change the rules. They tried to implement something new. They tried to give a new change, and the NFL wasn't hearing it. So we're here again. Can it change this offseason? We can hope because we want to see definitely games like this. Even as a Chiefs fan, I'm glad it's over because I had like 4 heart attacks. I was tired of going back and forth with the game, but as a Bills fan too, I know it's like, damn, our quarterback didn't get to see the field. And I understand that struggle because I've been through it, and the playoff rules do suck. But I'm happy because I'm on the prevailing side. And again, I would be heartbroken too if I was a Bills fan because definitely what the Chiefs went through 2018, I'm going to be real. If Allen had the ball, they score and win if they win the coin toss. It's as real as it's going to get, and that's what would have happened. And that would have hurt a lot because Chiefs would have had that shit happen to them twice, and Andy Reid would be like, hey, no, we changing this rule now because we just lost potentially two championships off of a coin toss, and that's not going to happen. So I expect them to do something this offseason because this game was wildly entertaining. I got to see what the ratings are going to be like tomorrow because it was definitely insane. And also, like, if they go to, like, a college format or if they go, like, to a, maybe let's go simple, to a regular, not even a regular season, but, like, if it's back and forth, it's like, this game would have been insane. It would have been intense. Like, both teams would have had 100 points. I don't see Mahomes stop scoring. I don't see Allen stop scoring. Defenses were worn out. They weren't stopping anybody, and it was just crazy throughout the whole night. But let's dive into the game now since I got that off my chest, and I needed to because I know fans are furious about it. But, hey, you wasn't furious when Tom Brady did it to us, and you was ready for him to host another Lombardi, and now we here. But we furious because, hey, KC's running the show right now. Let's hope they can take on an interesting matchup against Cincy, which I will cover next week as well. But this game, whew, I'll tell you what, this game was crazy, and Buffalo started off on fire. Scored the first 7 points out the gate, came like crazy. KC answered back. Now we got a fighting chance. We throwing blow for blow. And the first time this playoffs, almost a preseason, I'm just too hyped. I'm out of it. But this playoffs that KC's defense started stopping. Buffalo's having to punt the ball. And KC can get a rhythm. And then KC goes up 14-7. I think what was crucial was that final 2 minutes because KC had a huge advantage where I thought this might not even be a game. And I pointed out in the Pittsburgh game, and they did it accurately as well, was when KC went up 21-7, and then they get the ball back 28-7. Game iced over, move on. This wasn't the same. Allen on point. Gets in the end zone. It's 14-14. And then Bucker, you love the dude, but man, kickers, it's a hard job in the NFL. It really is. And I just knew it that when Romo and Nance were saying, "Oh, he's the and Jay Feely, oh, he's the second best kicker in the NFL. He's just the right under Tucker." I'm like, he missing this shit. Like every time an announcer does that, it's like heartbreaking because I'm like, do I even want to watch? Because come on now, like. And Bucker left us, like, it just felt like that game because he missed an extra point as well. So that's 4 points on the board, which will be crucial down the stretch because Buffalo just kept clicking. And got to give it to the dude. Gabriel Davis, 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards. He was having his Jamar Chase game against us, and we couldn't do nothing. He left Hughes with broken ankles on the sideline. Like, he made him look stupid all night, and they took advantage completely of not having the Honey Badger because he's the teacher. He's the director. He tells people where to be and how to succeed, and it wasn't there. And I tell you what, Josh Allen knew, I'm going to dissect every cornerback out here, and he did it perfectly. He played amazing. This whole team played amazing. And Gabe Davis, 4 touchdowns. He would be the last one, I thought. I thought it'd be Stephon Diggs, honestly, blowing up on us because of that, last year on the sideline, looking at the confetti, all that. I thought that was going to be it. But down the stretch, yes, I was very skeptical, and I need to stop doing that because like Shannon Sharp said, you got to believe in my homeboy. And, man, he was special. But I tell you, when you see what Josh Allen was doing out there, and yes, this is going to sound like a lot of praise to him, and he deserves it. He was outright amazing. Even though in a loss, he balled out. He balled out this whole postseason that he's here. It's unfortunate that he won't get a contend in the AFC Championship game, but on my end, the better quarterback won because the better quarterback had the ball last, and I know it's going to seem very skeptical and all that, but hey, my homeboy did his thing down the stretch, and here's why I think I say he's the better quarterback, because I don't know if Josh Allen could do what he did down the stretch. So let's get into it. The final 2 minutes. Buffalo, you left too much time on the clock for KC. They scored with 1:54 left. Then KC goes downfield. They score with a minute left. And I'm thinking, well, damn, our defense is terrible. A minute is way too much time on the clock. And it was. They scored. They scored with actually 47 seconds. And left 13 seconds on the clock. 13 is going to be the huge number here. And I think this is where Buffalo shot themselves in the foot. And I was actually surprised. Is that kickoff. When they didn't kick it, when they didn't squib kick it. You squib kick that ball, it takes 4 or 5 seconds. There's 8 seconds there, and that's huge. Instead, they decided to do a normal kickoff and kick it out of bounds, and that was quite surprising. But also, my mindset is like, damn, I got to get ready for a video to talk about now because I don't care. Like, it's 13 seconds, and even at that, too, with the way Bucker was playing, a field goal's not even guaranteed either. So I was like, okay, let's gather yourself. Let's not be too animated on this, too upset and things like that, because this would have been a whole different episode. Like, I would have had to wait a little bit and be like, whew, calm down. Don't let the viewers see what you're about to do, because it's going to get way too intense. But, yeah, and Mahomes, I don't know how he did it. I don't know what read and Bieniemy, and I question a lot of play calls during the night. But those plays, specifically the first one to Hill, was beautiful. It was amazing. They acted like everybody was going deep on a Hail Mary, but it was just a quick throw to Hill. Let his speed get it to midfield, and you're like, wow. And then the next play to Kelsey, that play I had to hold my breath because I was about to go complete ape shit because it just reminded me so much of the Chargers overnight game on Thursday or Saturday night. I remember it was NFL Network game, but when Kelsey had the walk-off, when he caught that ball, something told me he was about to juke the shit out of the defender and go in the end zone. And I was like, holy shit. Like, you got to be joking. Like, we just did it again. But he was tackled, and then my nerves, easy field goal range, 49-yard field goal. But again, remember, Bucker struggled throughout the night. He be hugging the shit out of the uprights. And those 4 points are crucial because we might not even be in this situation, but here we are, and you got to depend on him, and he was clutch, drilled a 49-yard field goal. That's where I say the coin toss, yes, it's huge. Whoever won it will win the game, but as well, too, there was 13 seconds left in the game. Buffalo, you execute correctly. Casey, Andy Reid, you have been critiqued criticized everything about your time management. You worked it to perfection. I don't know how you did it in 13 seconds, but you did your thing. And it was amazing to see. Buffalo, you had 13 seconds to do it. That's why I don't want to hear too much about a coin toss, because if you stop them there, it's game wrap. No quarterback, you can't, I don't even think Allen could do it, and I don't want to hear it. No quarterback could do what Mahomes did in 13 seconds. No team, no coach could have schemed what Reed and Bieniemy did in 13 seconds. Bieniemy, you earned yourself a head coaching job. If you ain't hired Monday morning by someone else, I don't know what the hell the league is on right now, because you deserve a job after what you coached today. It was amazing. It was beautiful. Let's dive into OT, and that's what everyone wants to talk about. And I was with my dad and my girl. I told my dad, I was like, if we don't win this fucking coin toss, like, that's our season. And vice versa. We win this coin toss, it's over. Everyone know who won that coin toss was going to be a touchdown. They're getting, it's over. And that's what it was. And KC scripted it to perfection. Jerick McKinnon had a beautiful screenplay. I just love how he dumped it over two linemen and he said, do your thing. He ran that shit. And then Hill looked amazing. Actually, it wasn't Hill. Hill had that one. It was Hardman. Hardman, playoff time. We always talked about we needed someone to step up during playoff time. And Pringle starting to do it. He has crucial drops, but he's had huge touchdowns as well. He had a huge one in this game. And Hardman, we haven't seen it during the season until like week 16, 17, 18, playoff time. Man, we needed someone to be like Sammy Watkins to take over, because we've seen when Kelsey struggles, or not struggles, but gets locked down, and Hills get locked down as well. Who can you depend on? And the fact you can depend on a Hardman and a Pringle and take over for that Sammy Watkins void, it's been tremendous to see. And then also another tremendous sight to see as well, before I get back into this, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Man, I've never seen him have bursts like that. I've never seen him hit the hole like he did today. It was amazing to see, coming back from injury. Next year, if you can keep Jet McKinnon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and you make people bring a safety in and respect the run game, man, KC, they are going to be something special, and a lot of fans and a lot of teams are going to be hating on them, and I'm glad to be on that end, because I've been waiting for this for my whole life, and just to take this all in is amazing. But let's dive back into the game, because Hardman, he could have probably powered and got to the 3 or 4, but who cares, because at the end of the day, you don't want to risk a fumble. He did the smart move, go out of bounds, and amazing play by him as well. Then, the GOAT, yes, of NKC, tight ends, all time. Sorry, Tony Gonzalez, you did your thing early 2000s, but Travis Kelce is on a whole different level. The ball placement by Mahomes, the catch, the drag your toe before you caught it, because that shit, like, it tapped like twice, and then the possession was beautiful, and then he got his walk-off game winner right there. Amazing. Like, I don't want to hear it. Mahomes is the GOAT. He's going to be in that category in the league for now on, because we always hear, oh, Josh Allen, he's the best quarterback in the league. Joe Burrow, he's doing his thing. Aaron Rodgers, all that. And we forget what Mahomes is doing, but when it becomes clutch time, no one compares. He does stupid things all the time that makes him, like, he might be underpaid. I don't know. $500 million just don't seem like enough with this dude. What he does is amazing. I have never seen another quarterback do it, and definitely in a short span of his career. If he can continue this, he might push Brady in numbers. It depends on the longevity of his career, but it's going to be amazing to see. This game had everything you wanted, and I got to wind down because now I got a Bengals preview to do, because I was in the mood to be like, damn, I got to talk off-season with y'all. After divisional round, who would have thunk it? But, man, give kudos to Josh Allen, man. Give kudos to Sean McDermott as well, because they coached their ass off. He knew what he wanted. They were aggressive all day. It's just unfortunate. Bills have that's another thing, too. Bills have, the top defense in the league, and Mahomes shredded them, and he looked amazing. It didn't look like that early on. But this was the game where Mahomes was like, fuck it, you are all on my back. And you could tell early on, when Allen did what he did and it was all passing, and Mahomes was like, fuck that, I'm running. And that's when I knew this is going to be a game, because when receivers weren't getting open and Mahomes carried that ball, and he knew, nah, this team on my back, we winning this shit regardless. He played a full 4 quarters of perfection. Both quarterbacks did, and man, you could sign me up for the next 10 years. We always talk about sign me up for Herbert, sign me up for Burrow, sign me up for Allen, and right now Mahomes, he's down for the count. He's down to fight, and this shit is going to be fun to watch. But thank you guys for checking in. I know I probably didn't cover everything. I'm a little too amped, but hey, it is what it is. If you guys like this instant reaction, please be sure to like this video. If you love it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel because we're going to have more. We're going to have another take of the Bengals. We're going to have a preview. I'm going to dive into the earlier action of today of that exciting game of the Rams and Bucks and Tom Brady trying to stay alive. That was intense as well. You do not want to miss out on any of this, you guys. This channel is going to be live. But without further ado, thank you for checking in with me. Take care, and let's enjoy this playoffs.